Hello and welcome to CSAP tutorials. I am Ajit Srivastav and this is part 13 where we'll be discussing for loops. So basically we have discussed while and do while loop in part 11 and 12. So if you haven't gone through, I would recommend you to go through those video session first. So in this session we'll see what is for loop, how we can write a code using for loop. So with that, let's jump to code. So this is the one program that we have created in our last video session using do while loop. So let me just delete this and we'll have the same program using for loop. So to have a for loop, the syntax of it is for, okay, then you have to initialize your increment or decrement counter. So let's say int I equals 0. So this is the initialization part, followed by your condition check. So condition check, let's say I am giving I should be lesser than value. So earlier we were maintaining I is lesser than equals, so let's maintain the same, and followed by your increment counter, right? So this is the syntax. A for loop will have three part. One you can say assignment, second you can say as a condition check, and third part you can say as increment counter. Okay, and you just notice here it has to be separated by semicolon. Okay, now rest of the things will be same. Whatever the code you want to execute, you can give that within this block. Simply add console dot write line and you have to print I. So how it works basically. So let me just print first, then we'll discuss how it works. So please enter a number. I am entering 5. Enter. So you can see here it is getting printed from 0 to 5, right? So let's see how basically it works. So the way it works is, as and when it encounters for loop, it first execute first block, first statement. First statement means the initialization statement. So here we are initializing I equal to 0. After that, immediately it will execute this part, second part. So it will check the condition, that is if I is lesser than, so we have just entered I equal to, value equal to 5, right? And currently I equal to 0. So 0 is lesser than equal to 5, which is true. Due to that, this statement got printed, right? So once this statement got printed and we reach till this brace, so what it will do, it will automatically come here, it will increment the counter I plus plus, that means your value becomes 1. Now it will come once again here and will check the condition. 1 is lesser than 5, true, it will print 1 here. Okay, now it will come here. So as and when it reached here, again it will come to increment section, it will increment the value. Now the value becomes 2. After incrementing it, it will come to this part, again it will check 2 is lesser than equal to value, means 2 is lesser than equal to 5, true, it will execute that. So like that I will become 5 at some time. So 5 is lesser than equal to 5, true, it will again print this, and once this, so after printing this, it will come higher. Now your value becomes 6. 6 is lesser than equal to 5, false, so it will come out of for loop, right? So this statement will get executed for the first time and it will get executed only once. Okay, this statement will get executed for the first time even before executing this block. Okay, and after executing this increment operation, it will again evaluate this value. Okay, so every loop it will execute the condition. Okay, this will be only once and this will be executed after performing this operation. That means this will be incremented every time when we perform this operation, right? So as and when it reach the end of this for loop, it will come here, it will increment the value, Then it will come here, it will check whether the condition evaluated to true or false. If it is true, it will execute the block, otherwise it come out from the for loop. So this is the basic functionality of for loop. Same thing I explained here. So you can see here a for loop syntax will be something like for, then your initialization statement, then have a condition stating true or false, and then here you can have increment decrement. So it's not only increment decrement, you can call any function basically here. You can I'll discuss about functions methods in my future video sessions, but for now, for simplicity sake, you simply understand you have to initialize your variable here, you have to put the condition in this statement, and then you have to put some increment decrement, and which will be basically controlling your condition. That statement will be lying here. Okay, and this will be your body of the loop, which will get executed whenever this condition becomes true. Okay, this is the sample program. Let me just write this program once again. So for loop you can also use for reading an array. So since we haven't covered that part, reading the array in a loop, that's why I thought to cover as a part of for loop. Okay, so if you haven't gone through my video session number 8, where we have discussed about array, and if you are not aware what is array, I would recommend you to go to that session first to have a clearer idea what is an array, how to declare and define an array, how to use it. Okay, so let me just take just simple array. Okay, let me give a name as integer equal to new int. So I am defining the array here itself, means what the value it can contain. I am just having this value here itself. So this is one way to initialize and define the array in a single statement. Okay, so here you can see we are not giving the size. Okay, so whatever the value you are giving, right, so automatically it count the number of values that you have given, and based on that it will create the array of that size. Okay, so how to basically read this array and how to print this using for loop. So syntax is simple. For, you can use int, as I mentioned, right, it has to be some initialization statement. So I equal to 0. Okay, then I lesser that my arrays dot length. So length will be basically giving you the total size of your array. Okay, so this is one of the property that array class is having. Okay, then I plus plus, and simply same thing, print console dot write line. Then to print the element of an array, what you have to do, array, and use the index. So since I'm starting I from 0 and array index also starts from 0, so it will simply print those values, right? Let me just print it. So you should be able to see I am able to print 1 2 3 4, right? So in this way you can use a for loop to read the element from array, right? You have to just make sure that your conditions, you should always use array dot length instead of manually giving the length, because it will be sure like it will never give you the array out of bound except. So this is what I had for loop. If you have any doubt, you can always comment. I'll try to answer your question. Please do like, subscribe and share my videos, and also click on the bell icon so that whenever I post any new videos you can get the notification immediately. With that, thanks for watching. Have a good day.